Today on J. Clay's Music Box, we have a true music maestro in our midst, a man whose melodies and harmonies have uplifted spirits and touched hearts around the globe. From the moment Sean Keys embarked on his musical journey, his mission has been crystal clear: to produce top-quality, inspirational music that the world can enjoy. And time again, he has done just that. An illustrious career that spans over decades, along with an impressive collection of accolades given to just a few, are a testament to his unwavering dedication. In 2018, he took home the prestigious Stellar Award for his work with New Artist of the Year Isabel Davis, and went on to be named IRA's Producer of the Year. In both 2018 and 2019, he was crowned Producer of the Year at the NOLA Gospel Awards. In 2020, he was nominated for Producer of the Year at the Gulf Coast Music Awards and also secured a prestigious Billboard Top 10 spot as a songwriter and producer, and the music world took notice. In 2021, Sean was honored as Outstanding Producer of the Year at the NAACP Image Awards, nominated as Producer of the Year at the Stellar Awards, and named Producer of the Year in both 2021 and 2022 at the Praise Factor Awards. And just when you thought his journey couldn't get any more extraordinary, he was honored in 2022 with the BMI Trailblazers of Gospel Award, and named Producer of the Year at the Avidity Awards, solidifying his place among the industry's elite. Please join me in welcoming the multi-award-winning producer, the man behind countless soul-stirring melodies, the multi-talented performer, husband, father, friend, and our guest on today's show, the one and only Sean Keys. Stay tuned as Jason talks to his mentor about ministry and milestones, and a behind-the-scenes look at the magic and majesty of the gospel music industry. Coming up right now.
Are you ready for one of the most exciting, fun, J-Clay's Music Box music shows on the SSC network? Get ready for J-Clay's Music Box. Let's go! Are you ready for? Get ready for J-Clay's Music Box. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to J. Clay's Music Box. This is my producer segment. I know a lot of times these brothers and sisters been a behind the scenes guy for a long time, and you might not have been able to put a face with the production and the songs that have become the soundtracks of your life. But this is my brother, and we've been working together in this last year, going crazy out of the blue. And I'll let him go down the catalog of songs that he's done that you've heard on the radio, but I've watched him for years. As you can see, he has multiple plaques and number ones on his back wall. That's his background. But now this is my family. Multi-award winner. I can't even go all of the accolades that he has, but this is my brother, and I thank God for him. We have songs that are out, that are coming out, everything. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, my big bro, Sean Keys. What's up, bro?
Man, what's up, Jay, man? Look, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on, man. I can't even really hold a candlestick to the stuff you done over. You got, these big old songs, huge, gigantic songs out here.
Let's start, because I know a lot of people use that producer term so lightly, which makes it hard for people that are really producers like yourself, or even songwriters and artists like myself. It makes it harder for us because everybody uses that term so loosely. That is a lot of work. I just want to say it, and I want to say it to the people right now. When you get a producer's quote or a producer's price per song, don't be afraid of it, because it's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just playing a key, pushing a button, getting a drum track. Give the definition of what a producer is.
Okay, so a producer is somebody that pretty much steers the concept of a project or a song. I like to say from giddy up to woke, which means this person's handling the budget for the record, they're hiring the musicians for the record, they're hiring the singers, and not only hiring, but they're picking the right people for that particular song. Just because you got your homies that play, you know, they may not be the right cats for this particular song.
Say it again, bro. Every musician is not a session musician.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I mean? And just because they're your boys, and people have to understand that there are two different kinds of musicians.
Absolutely. So even with that, now once you get past all the hiring and stuff, and then it's actually shaping the song into, I always say a producer makes the song commercially viable. It's like you can have this song and it's wonderful, but a producer will come and say, well, you know what, this part right here, hey, you know, this is a little bit too long, or we need to cut this part down, or hey, this song is really too long, or hey, this part should go like this. Hey, take the strings out right here and put this right. That's what a producer does. He pretty much shapes that whole thing and makes it commercially viable so that people, you know, so that radio can play it. So that, you know, so that people that are consuming it in the industry, you know, it will work. Because some people come with ideas of songs and they're not ready to be released as is. So they need somebody to come in that's a producer that can take all of their ideas and make them work.
Tell the people, being a musician, how did that help you as a producer?
It helps you see the entire gambit of what happens in production. So not just calling the shots and being able to say, hey, this should go there, but I can actually show you, hey, look, this is what I want it to sound like, or play it like this, or sing it like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not much of a singer, but just being around that whole thing, being a musician and like directing choirs as a young teenager and stuff like that, just kind of honed my gift so that I could know every facet of music or of a song, because, you know, I had a little bit of experience touching all of it.
Yeah. Where did your love for music begin?
I grew up in Kenner, Louisiana. So, like, if you ever fly into New Orleans, that's actually Kenner. That's not New Orleans.
Okay.
That's why I grew up right around the airport. And my godfather was he just retired. I had been a pastor of a church in my neighborhood, literally like maybe 3 blocks from my house, and grew up in that church. And I fell in love with music then, man. Like, I was that kid at 5 years old sitting on the front pew watching the drummer, watching the organist, you know, watching the bass player and stuff like that. And I just fell in love with it. And my mom and dad knew if they ever were looking for me, go find me in a church somewhere sitting on the drums on an organ or something like that, trying to
That's
learn.
tight.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of where it started for me, man. And I just watching and just like always there waiting for an opportunity.
Coming up next, and I'm glad we're having this conversation as producers, just putting a song out does not mean that you're an artist. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Exactly. The difference between that is that there are people that are just people that want to record songs. But when you're an artist, there's a whole nother facet of things that comes with that. Like,
this song of the week that's been sticking with me, Miracles by Mally Music and Jonathan McReynolds. If you haven't had an opportunity to listen to that album, go check that record out. But that song specifically, I know people right now that are standing in the need of healing. Wherever you are, standing in the need of a blessing or a healing or deliverance, or you might be going through something in your mind right now. Had an opportunity to listen to that album, just know that God is Jehovah Rapha, the God that healeth thee. Keep that in your mind, and then keep people around you that keep joy around you. It says in his word that the joy of the Lord is your strength. Stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back.
The Music Department of Simmons College of Kentucky is proud of its bachelor's degree in music performance with a focus in gospel music. Our Department of Music exists to develop musical knowledge and skill. Students become beneficiaries of program features and faculty that distinguish music as both an academic and artistic discipline. Program options include brass and wind instruments, as well as guitar, bass, strings, piano, percussion, and voice. Your gifts will be encouraged and developed by a staff of experienced performing musicians and by the warm support of your peers. You will have frequent opportunities to perform, including vocal ensemble, gospel choir, jazz ensemble, marching band, and other ensembles, both on and off campus. Your music program can go no higher than those who lead it. Now is your time to build a strong music ministry from within. Help support passion already in your community. Help develop gifts already in your congregation. You might have the next James Cleveland in your church and don't know it. The heritage of artistic dignity found at historic Black colleges and universities. The tradition of Black excellence in gospel music. The calling to use your gift to turn hearts. Your journey toward obtaining a bachelor's degree in music from an accredited university starts now. Simmons College of Kentucky. Apply today. Become a part of the legacy.
It's a glaring difference from people that are called to be an artist than people that just record songs. Because artists are thinking about, okay, what am I doing after I record this song? Like, what do I need to do next? How can I get booked to do shows or do gigs or go to churches so I can promote this song? What is my image going to look like? What am I trying to portray? Okay, so if I'm going to be this type of artist, I need to look like this. My dress needs to be like this. This is what I need to be doing. People, some people are just going to record a song. That's all they're thinking of. Okay, let me just record a song and then that's it.
Yeah.
But there's so many things after that make you an artist. How's my social media? Like, how am I going to market my social media? Like, how am I going to promote this song? So when a person thinks like that, they're an artist.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because, if you're not thinking about all of these things that my brother said, you are not an artist. You just can sing and you want to put a song out. All worship leaders are not artists.
Correct.
Just because you sing at your church and the people love you and you got to know that this is what you're called to.
Back off of that, just on the technical side of things with that, like, just like you said about the musicians, everybody's not a session player, everybody that's a worship leader is not an artist. Y'all gotta also realize this too, is that, church is very forgiving when it comes to just how you play, how you sing. Sing, baby, play, baby, let the Lord use you. But when you get in that studio, those mics are not forgiving. They're gonna hit every note you hit wrong, every chord you play wrong, it's forgiving, as churches. And I always tell artists that, a potential artist, if you want to do this, I'm gonna let you know it's different from you singing in your church, because it's a totally different vibe.
Right, and a lot of people get clammed up having to get ready to produce, the sound that you want them to do. They're like, and you're like, no, this ain't Sunday morning.
No.
This is what people are gonna listen to for the rest of their lives when it comes to this song. Talk about producers that have influenced you.
Man, bro, it's so many, but Rodney Jerkins is probably one of my favorite producers of all time. I grew up doing being really into a lot of urban music, even with gospel. And it's crazy, like now I'm doing more like worship stuff most of the time, but I like the fact that I'm kind of getting back to doing more urban-y stuff because that's my roots. The Michael Jackson stuff, the Brandy stuff, because even in like an R&B world where things were not so musical, he was super musical.
Right.
And I love that about him. So him, of course, Timbaland, just his concepts of just using a bunch of different stuff that's around you that may not be in an instrument, like just stuff, sampling, beating on a pole. Like I just see him do stuff like with a pair of clippers and a toothbrush. It's just like just crazy thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
Like that. That made me a fan of him. And then of course people like Pharrell.
Yeah.
Just his quirkiness of like just things that you would think wouldn't work, but he makes them work.
Full Moon is probably one of the best records of all time, especially with transitions. Like,
greatest album of all time.
He was transitioning musically out of stuff into other songs.
Yeah.
Like he was doing a live session.
Absolutely. Yep.
He was flowing, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy," And man, I mean, you said top, Timbaland. Of course, that 2085 Experience album for Justin Timberlake,
oh man,
people don't realize that was really actually 40 songs a record because it was 2 songs in one, each song. So if it was 20 songs on that album, that was 40 songs.
Yeah.
Every song almost had another song in it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I was like, dude, they spent so much time on one song. But Timbaland as a producer, you know what I mean? Just his thought process through a song is incredible. And he's been that way.
Absolutely.
And he hasn't lost his fervor, you know what I mean, when it comes to, wait a minute, it's almost like you can hear a song and be like, man, that's gotta be Timbaland drums.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the thing, man, that's incredible about what we do as producers. The biggest compliment you can ever get, man, is when somebody puts on a record and be like, oh, that's Sean Keys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Timbaland.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, such and such. Man, and that recently happened for me, and I was like, yes, it means that people are getting used to your sound, and they know your sound. When they hear a record, they like, oh, that's, okay, yeah, I know who that is.
It was crazy because when I did You're All I Need for Bishop Harris, and then Every Praise came out, people still be congratulating me on Every Praise, and I'm like, I didn't write that.
We develop leaders.
You represent who I am, who I have been, and who I can be.
Change agents.
Keeping the spirit of activism and engagement alive and well.
That ignite their communities.
A community of achievement, one that will demand much of you.
And change the world.
He set out to do it, and to do it well.
We produce 80% of all Black doctors and dentists. We generate the Black middle class.
Strong enough to support the weight of whatever you could dream.
We provide a sense of belonging, a celebration of our unique culture.
That is the magic of this place. Almost anything can happen here.
We are the pipeline that produced many of America's Black first.
But its mission has been to ensure those firsts were not the last.
We are proud to be Louisville's only HBCU, Simmons College of Kentucky.
Maybe you have been chosen for such a time as this.
Visit simmonscollegeky.edu or
Jason Claiborne. They call the Hawkins the first family of gospel music. Well, let me get the record straight. The Hawkins, they're not the first family. The Claibornes are. Paul said, Timothy, I want you to remember the Spirit of God that is in you, that was first in your mother Lois, and in also your mother Eunice, and is also in you. And that same Spirit that passed down from your grandmother to you is spirit of excellence, the spirit of commitment, the spirit of dedication. What I appreciate most about you and what you have brought to quote unquote mainline Baptist churches is that we don't have to be ashamed of emotional vitality. And you have freed us up in conservatism, which Kentucky tends to be authentically who we are as a people. You're gifted. You're one of the greatest songwriters in the United States of America. Jason Claiborne has written songs that 144 years from now, the church will still be singing. And it is because of this that we proudly bestow upon you, Jason, this honorary Doctor of Humane Medicine. Congratulations.
I'm glad to be connected, man. I'm glad we linking up and doing some stuff.
Yeah, man, listen, that's what the kingdom is about, bro. We work in the kingdom. We should be the ones setting the trend. Like, I don't understand that. It's like we watching the world to show us what we should do when we should be the ones setting the trend.
Should be the trendsetter.
Next week on J. Clay's Music Box.
Where some of y'all grew up on a lot of my commercials and jingles and didn't even know it was me. I'm about to give you two of them.
Okay.
America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan.
That was you?
Yes, that was me.
What?
And then my other one was The United Way, the best way to care.
Don't miss this episode, y'all. So, when you're working with an artist, what has been your biggest lessons that you've learned as a producer?
Yeah, probably number one is don't overthink.
Okay.
Don't overthink, because overthink leads to overproduction.
Gotcha. Ooh, say it again, please.
Man, do not overthink, because overthinking leads to overproduction. You can, there's this thing that we always say, that a record's never finished. You just gotta stop.
Right.
Because you always start here, man, I can add this. Oh, man, I can add this. Oh, I can tell the singer to do this. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can change the background, say this. Oh, But see, when you start overthinking it, then it's overproduced. Then it gets really saturated, and then it's like, oh, it's too much, and you got to start pulling things out. Something else. Follow your first thought, because usually your first thought is the right thought. It doesn't always happen like that, but sometimes, most of the times your first thought is the right thought. And don't be. I guess the third thing is just don't be afraid to try stuff that's not the norm.
What do you look for in an artist to set them apart?
The person not only has to be able to sing, but they have to be able to. There's a certain difference when a person sings with conviction and they believe what they sing.
Come on, man.
Because what I always tell people in the studio, especially artists and singers when they get in the studio, like, man, look, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And these people are going to be able to tell if you believe what you're singing.
Come on, bro.
Just like a musician, like if you're playing something, man, like if you don't feel that thing, or people don't, people going to be able to tell. They're like, man, he didn't mean that. And that's what I tell some singers in the studio when they singing. I'm like, hey, you didn't mean that. Do that again.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you didn't mean that.
Nah,
So it's like, cause that passion and that energy, along with singing well, man, that will grab somebody when they listen to that record, man. Like when it comes on, I always tell people you got 5 to 10 seconds to catch somebody's attention when the record comes on. After that, they're like, next song. So in that moment, you gotta really, really capture their attention to get them to keep listening. That comes from passion and energy and really believing what you're doing. So that's what I look for, man. Like you got that passion and that energy, and you can sing and you believe it. Let's roll.
So, man, let's tell them some of the artists that you've worked with.
Absolutely. So, had an opportunity to work with Isabel Davis on her first album that got actually won a Stellar.
Yeah.
So, James Mabel Jr., a good friend of mine from Houston, Texas. Keela Richardson. A lot of y'all may remember Keela. Keela was on season 9 Sunday Best. She came in 4th. Kim Person, another person I've been rocking with Kim for a long time.
Yeah.
Kim Person, Titus Showers, the family.
Yeah.
Done some stuff with them. I work with a lot of people that you may not know, but you've heard their name.
What is some advice that you would give a younger producer that's interested in getting into the industry?
The thing I would say is be yourself no matter what. There's already other whatever the names are. Don't try, because here's I got kind of steered incorrectly in the beginning of my career, trying to fit in because I felt like I had to sound like this was the sound that we had to have.
Yeah.
Developing your own sound. So my thing to young cats, man, look, be yourself. God might be setting you up to blaze a trail for a new thing. So be yourself, stay committed to your sound. Of course, glean from others and iron sharpens iron. But be true to yourself and who you are, and just let God do the rest.
Man, listen, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. I'm definitely gonna have you back on with some other producer friends, and we just talk about breaking down production and breaking down a song. It's very, very important because I want these people to learn and talk to real cats. You're a real dude, you know what I mean? You're married with children like myself, you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for you. And we got songs coming out. We ain't gonna tell you everything we got working on, but we got some heat coming on its way. Man, I'm grateful for you. Tell everybody how they can follow you and how they can get in contact with you.
Absolutely. So on Instagram, you can follow me at The Smoothest. And let me give that to you. It's DASMOOTHEST. And then on Twitter, it's Smooth Tunes Prod, PROD, of course. Hit me up on any one of those. I have a website as well, IamSeanKeys.com. You can hit me up there if you're looking to work. There's a booking tab on the website that'll take you to an email to send me your information so we can chat, man. But hey, let's work. Anybody out there looking to work? Jason, it's an honor, bro, to be connected and working with you, man.
Thank you, bro.
I'm so excited about what God's gonna do with us too, man. So, man,
yeah. I'm telling you right now, man, this union right here is crazy. I can't wait for y'all to hear the stuff the Lord is doing with us, man. It's just like, dang, what took us so long to get here? You know what I mean? But it's God's timing, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you for being on J. Clay's Music Box. You will definitely be back. I appreciate you. Love you all. Continue to tune in to J. Clay's Music Box, where you get all of it, everything from producers, creatives, artists. You get the real story raw and uncut, and that's what we're going to give to you. God bless you. See you next time on J. Clay's Music Box.
Are you ready for one of the most exciting, fun J. Clay's Music Box music shows on the SSC Network? Get ready for J. Clay's Music Box. Let's go! Are you ready for? Get ready for J. Clay's Music Box. J. Clay's Music Box. Let's go!